Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna do next couple little spots here in our training here.
Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass. Your first step is to work. All the training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
Okay. In this tutorial, you will learn about the relationship between RPM and throttle management. To do so, you will have to maintain a constant cruise attitude, increase RPM, seeing the effect that power changes have on airspeed and altitude. Alright, wonder if it has me up in the air already. Sounds like maybe it's having a hard time streaming, but we'll see. And actually put my key in the bolt position just in case we're already flying. I've seen a lot of good things on this. People are getting all the way through. Some people have already put 100 hours in it, and yeah. Okay, we are.
Let's talk about the throttle.
Hey.
If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 172, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer on the PFD. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800. Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing. Excellent. Okay, let's throttle back up to 2,400 RPM. Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well.
Oh, was I supposed to do that?
Nice. That was excellent.
Good.
With piston planes like this Cessna, it's common to have power targets defined in RPM.
That was it? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that one was easy. Makes me wonder if I'm gonna have to redo the gauge panel every time. But no, we'll see. Hopefully it can still load. Next training. Alright, maneuvers. Let's review what you have learned in your previous lessons. This first test is an important step on your way to completing your PPL. You'll be asked to maintain different attitudes, combine climbs, level flight, descent, and turns, and manage power settings. Alright. I am going to put my keyboard down here, maybe. But I keep it to where I can click on the dashes.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery
Alright.
to you anymore. Now it's time to test the skills you've learned.
Okay.
As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of 360 degrees.
Yep.
Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading.
Okay.
When you feel ready, start descending. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed.
Yeah, we're nowhere
That's
near
good.
overspeed.
Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading.
Okay.
On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively.
Bank and yank, baby. Bank and yank. Well, 180. Touch more. Almost there. And back to 6,000 feet.
Nice.
I know.
All right, next exercise.
Okay.
Maintain your heading of 180 degrees, stay at 6,000 feet, and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots.
Oops. Bumped it. Oh, that trim wheel is very touchy.
That's good. Your speed was well managed, but your altitude needs to be more accurate.
Really? Cause
That was excellent.
yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. I'd say, 10 is good. Well, so far, those seem pretty easy. That's kind of similar to in real life. Obviously, it's a little different, but okay. Every good flight starts on the ground. Preparing your aircraft and taking all necessary precautions is essential for every pilot, regardless of experience. Today, we'll learn how to do just that, which tools can help us in reaching that goal. I think I'm going to need a keyboard. Okay, fancy dancy me.
Hello. Today, we're going to go over all the steps that precede turning on your engine.
Okay.
These steps are essential to ensure your aircraft's integrity and that everything is in order for a smooth and seamless flight. First of
I
all,
like it.
stretch your legs a bit and take a look at your aircraft and your surroundings. We never took much time to look at our aircraft from the outside, so take your time if you want to inspect it. You might have noticed some extra bits on your aircraft. These are the covers and chocks. Covers are installed when the plane is not in use and are meant to avoid damaging its sensitive parts. Chocks are there to immobilize the aircraft. You'll need to remove them before takeoff.
Matterport. Come on. Man, you really had to get up there to get that one.
And we're done for the outside. Now that we're sure your aircraft is functional and ready to taxi, let's check the inside.
No? Okay. But we're not done. I do like that you have to click it to get in, though.
Matter at hand. You've been given an EFB, also referred to as an electronic flight bag. It's a tablet that stores critical flight information and is the ideal tool to prepare your flight plans and enhance your piloting experience. Open it and take a look. Feel free to follow a quick guided tour of its features. The EFB features an interactive map, a flight plan editor, aircraft and current flight information, a nav log, as well as fuel and payload options. The EFB has plenty to offer, but if you want to get directly into the action, you can turn it off after you finish the quick tour. It seems like we're all clear on the checklist. Now start this pretty bird up.
Okay. Get rid of that guy. Let's go down here and make sure fuel's on both. That guy is closed. Before we get going. Okay. Throttle's out. The one thing, so MobiFlight started working. They have a beta release. The one issue that I have had with it is for some reason I can't get the fuel pump to work. But it's okay, we can get around that. So, got our battery on. Okay. Our beacon light is on. No. Okay. And we go fuel pump and we can watch our fuel pressure. 3, 4. Okay. Right, left, both. Clear, prop.
Now that we've covered all the preparations, let's get to the good stuff, shall we?
Oh my gosh, are you serious? All that. Okay, well, that's alright, I guess. Let's go next training here. Overview: taxiing is an essential skill to master before flying with your aircraft. Before taking off, planes need to follow taxiways to get from their dedicated parking spots to the runway. In this training session, you will learn to maneuver on these paths, right? That means the plane will probably already be running. And you can do it. Yep, plane's already running.
Let's take a moment to talk about taxiing. Taxiing refers to moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power.
Yes.
In particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals. That's right, unlike driving a car, we turn by using our feet.
You.
Okay, ready? With the throttle idle, release your parking brake.
Oops.
Next time, make sure your throttle is at idle before releasing the parking brake.
It is at idle.
Now, gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving. Go easy on your throttle.
Really?
Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway.
Okay.
Increase throttle to gain forward momentum and then reduce RPM accordingly to match a fast walking speed while taxiing.
Yep.
Now, test the brakes. Good.
Brakes working?
Brakes checked. to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us. Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway.
So, if you haven't done this in real life, you want that center line right between your legs.
Watch your speed.
Speed's fine. And stop.
All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed.
Okay. Oh, we're at Sedona. Nice, okay. Remember when you're taxiing to have your hand on the throttle the whole time. And instructor likes your hand on the yoke, even though you're not really turning it, just in case you gotta correct for crosswinds. Sorry, that kind of a weird barrel there. Oh, let's get back. Nope. Also, in real life, we would get up here and not pull all the way up.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point, in prep for takeoff.
We would do a run up to make sure everything is all good.
You've mastered that lesson.
I know.
The next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
That wasn't me that was going onto the runway like that. It was doing that on its own. I was mashed on the brakes and pulled my throttle all the way back to make sure. Alright, we get to take off. Okay, overview. There is nothing like the thrill of taking flight. That's actually true. Taking off requires a pilot's full attention. All the key steps for this maneuver will be covered in this tutorial. This training session is dedicated to get you off the ground and into the skies. Alright. So far, it's still a game, but it's, pretty close to realistic.
There's an old saying I like, a mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway. And to the left to make sure no other planes are approaching.
Okay. Left. Right. Got it.
Runway numbers are not arbitrary. Each number matches the first two number of the runway's compass bearing, rounded to the nearest 10 degrees. For example, a runway orientated towards the north would be numbered 36, which is 360 degrees on a compass.
It is?
Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position. Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21.
Oh, way up there? Holy goodness. Look at all this runway you're leaving behind. Kind of scary. What if we have an issue and we need the runway? Okay.
Excellent.
I know.
Alright, let's do this. Apply full power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
Okay. Center line
Use your
going.
rudder to stay on the center line, and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots.
Speed's alive. You have 30, 40, 50, 55.
Good.
Rotate.
Now, gently pull back on the yoke.
We're flying.
And we're airborne.
We are.
Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon.
That's where I was.
That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Maintain 75 knots, and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to remove the left yaw plane as when climbing. You can see your current yaw input by looking at the MFD's slip skid indicator.
It's a little green dot down there.
Okay, 5,500 feet. You've reached your target altitude. Good job.
Thank you. I wish it would just keep going though instead of stopping like this. Oh. That's what I needed to do. Nope. Oh. I'd rather have it a little lower than this screen. It's so weird that it pops up on that screen. It's fine. Okay. B. How rude. Okay, overview. In this landing tutorial, you will focus on using the yoke. There will be no need to actuate your throttle or flaps on this one. To perform proper landing, the aircraft's speed and rate of descent are reduced to allow for a gentle touchdown. Okay. Landing. We do a lot of work in Sedona.
For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only.
Okay.
We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does.
I know she said not to use your throttle, but the one thing is I don't know exactly how to get myself up higher in the seat. So I'm not quite sure to know where the runway is, but we actually just flew over it as far as Preflight says. Yeah, it's right behind us. Well, I guess we're gonna turn around and go back for it. There's the runway. Mm-hmm. So in the other sim, the arrow keys would lift you up, down, left, right. That doesn't seem to be the case here. So if you look up where it says 217 and runway 03 in Sedona, you can see we're on the downwind. Not sure if that's what we're supposed to do, but that's what I'm doing. Power for altitude, pitch for speed. So we want the runway to the 45 of our back. Very close. Just a hair more. Okay. Yeah, quite a bit high. Well, there's aligning with the runway, but I'm gonna take it back around again. Road down there. .65 knots. Turn before this hill. Now, should be okay. Yeah, there's a runway. Good old Sedona.
Short final runway 03 at Takeoff Sierra Necklace.
500.
I don't know if we're supposed to touch down or not.
We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
I don't know why the plane was on its side like that, but well, you want me to stop on the runway?
Well done. But
Okay.
there's room for improvement.
Well, yeah. Got a D, huh? Still got a B? I guess because we landed? I don't know. Alright. Well, that was pretty fun. So, well, the next, let's see what time. Gonna go ahead and wrap up, and we'll continue on again next time. You guys have a great day, and remember, land safely.